to our ranking member.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Dr. Elliott, I want to first thank you for being here and taking time away from your day job as a pharmacist at the Hampton VA Medical Center. I understand you're also the caregiver of your mother, is that correct? Yeah. Well, you're a superwoman, and I'm really grateful for your participation and your continued dedication to your VA brothers and sisters at the AFGE. You mentioned in your testimony that there's a lack of clarity in how and when 3R incentives are used at your facility in Hampton. Do you think that if 3R incentives were made widely and frequently used at Hampton, the facility would be able to onboard and keep more employees?
We used to have a process whereby we had hard to recruit and hard to fill positions at our facility. I do not know where that process is at this time. I have not heard anything of it for the last several years now, especially since we've been decentralized with respect to the HR staff. But that is supposed to be the, those people on that list are supposed to be the designees of various recruitment, retention, bonuses, and so forth. In my 35 years there, I've never seen a relocation bonus for a line staff person, no matter what their job was. Typically, those had been reserved for top management, the various relocation bonuses.
Yeah. And Dr. Elliott, I wanted to ask you if you had any reactions to how the Secretary is characterizing staffing at North Battlefield Clinic, since you're on the ground actually working there.
And I can tell you this from the standpoint of a veteran. I go to, this is what the veteran said during a panel. I go to the VA at North Battlefield, have my primary care appointment. However, if I want to receive other services, such as x-ray and those sorts of things, I still have to drive to Hampton. That's problematic.
That is. Well, thank you, Dr. Elliott. I want to now turn it over to Ms. Sterrett. Ms. Sterrett, how many employees has VA lost through quote-unquote natural attrition since January of this year?
Ranking Member Ramirez, we do look at that data on a regular basis. I believe the last statistics that I saw of all of the separations, those are voluntary and involuntary actions, about 20,000 that have occurred over the last few months.
20,000 over the last few months. Is that what you just said?
Over the last few months since the beginning of the year.
I just wanted to make sure I had heard correctly. And how many of those employees are in veteran-facing roles like direct care or benefits counseling? What would you say?
Ranking Member Ramirez, the number that I cited was at the aggregate level, so I'd have to go back and break that down to look more specifically at direct care positions.
Ms. Sterrett, if you could go ahead and follow up on that, I would really appreciate it. And the follow-up question I have to that is if you know if those positions were backfilled.
So Ranking Member Ramirez, as I mentioned, about 350 positions are exempt from the hiring freeze. I do see data on a bi-weekly basis of the job announcements that are posted and the individuals that we are bringing on board. I know we're bringing several thousand a pay period back into the VA. I know that statistic is actually reported on the workforce dashboard each month as well.
Got it. So Ms. Sterrett, when you follow up, if you can try to get me a little bit more detail, that would be really helpful. I want to go back to these posters. On the VA workforce dashboard dated June 28th, 2024, so last year, there's a note at the very top that says top risk, and then reads, quote, delays or termination in use of PACT Act Title IX authorities will have a negative impact on recruitment and retention, end quote. Now, those PACT Act authorities referenced here included recruitment and retention incentives, among other bonuses. Is that correct, Ms. Sterrett?
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Okay. Why has there been such a stark downward trend in the use of 3R incentives from year 2024 to year 2025?
So as mentioned earlier, there has to be a justification for using a recruitment or a retention incentive. In many situations, I know Dr. Elliott mentioned our hard to fill and our shortage occupations, and I think Mr. Steele has mentioned it as well, that we are able to post those job announcements, get qualified candidates, and bring them on without using an incentive.
So Ms. Sterrett, this is my last question for this round, and we'll come back the second round, but is a delay or termination of using these authorities having a negative impact on recruitment and retention at the VA?
At this moment in time, we are able to post and fill those positions that are being vacated in our direct care positions.
So you are not noticing just yet the negative impact on recruitment and retention of the VA? Is that what you're saying?
Correct, ma'am.
Thank you. With that, I yield back.